they want to go to Kevin and establish the low post, but I believe Wally, without Fox out there, he's thrilled to death.
Nice pass to Kobe Bryant, who sails in.
And those easy baskets, you just can't afford to get Kobe going. He's been struggling with his outside shot. But again, I expect to see Wally try to get going offensively without Fox, his shadow, and the experience of Fox defending him.
And Kobe the other way.
Well, Peeler hasn't been shooting the ball well all year. And, you know, his defense has been fantastic, but they really are going to need his offense before it's all said and done.
Nice drop pass, check inside to Kobe.
It was a very quick reaction because it was basically a loose ball. It was just as good as Kobe making a quick cut after Shaq got his hands on it.
Just that Kobe gets the ball out of this trap, very aggressive, slapping the ball over the place. Kobe kicks it to him, a little soccer play right there. Beautiful bounce pass to Shaq.
Lakers are giving Troy Hudson too much freedom. I mean, this guy was a surprise in the first game, but by now, some adjustments have got to be made to him.
Kobe Bryant working on Gill.
And that's a tough shot. And, you know, those are the kind of shots that Kobe's getting in this series, Coach, and that's why Kobe's shooting 37% in my mind, because every shot is contested, every shot is fading away. He's getting very little easy opportunities. I don't think Kobe is comfortable with only having 9 points. He just likes to score more. He's from the field.
Lakers have their biggest lead of 10. Anthony Peeler with the miss. Kobe Bryant grabs the rebound. Lakers are +6 in rebounding. Kobe the other way. A Shaq screen, and into Shaq it goes. And Kobe Bryant with the assist.
Beautiful pass by Kobe. 2 in a row getting Shaq going. He looks like he was looking for Shaq definitely on those 2 plays.
1% coming into this game. Little total motion for you from Kobe. What's he got? Oh, 9.
Here comes Kobe Bryant, quiet the entire night, floating downstairs into Shaq.
And that's what we talked about, Coach. The press caught him off guard in the first few games, and ever since the game 2, I'm sorry, they started that press. The Lakers have done a better job each game of attacking the pressure and scoring.
Shaq on Disturbance, he has 3 fouls.
Well, and defense is so much predicated on how you feel mentally. You know, you can see it's pretty deflated. Kobe penetrates, pulls 2 guys, drops it to Shaquille O'Neal. Big guys like to get that kind of basket when they're uncontested by the defense. Little guys do a good job in setting up when they penetrate. Because they're moving that ball down the court a lot quicker than they were earlier in the game.
Well, they're running their offense a lot freer. There's not the same kind of urgency in the Minnesota defense.
And Bryant scoops it off to Robert Horry, who's had a big night with Rick Fox injured and out for the rest of the season. Horry's got 12, Devin George has 7, and the Lakers on top by 18 points, their biggest lead tonight.
And this is beautiful because Kobe is impressive even though he hasn't scored a lot. Penetrates, pulls 4 guys, dumps it off, and gives it to Horry for a nice, easy one off the basket.
Devin George locates the double-teamed O'Neal. Horry, Fisher, nice rotation of Bryant. Buckle up for Kobe Bryant! Kobe Bryant just sucked the gravity out of the target center. What a play!
He might have just injured that shoulder a little bit more. The windmill slam.
You realize how difficult it is to do that.
That brought everybody out of their seat. Here comes Gill. Serbiak. 4th personal foul.
Well, Kobe's been quiet here. He does a great job going in over the 2 7-footers. Oh, my goodness. That was sweet. And then, you know what? How many times have we talked about when you go in and you make a great play like that at the basket, when those 3 points come out, how easy it looks.
He will take your breath away. Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers on top 76-58. Any way you look at it, any way you hear it, it was spectacular by the acrobatic, death-defying Kobe Bryant. What do you think of that one, Craig?
I'll tell you, it's sensational, particularly since Kobe Bryant has that strained right shoulder. Trainer Gary Vitti was the busiest guy actually in the locker room during halftime. First, he checked on Kobe's shoulder. He's been icing it for the past couple of days. At halftime, they tried to keep it loose. Don't let it tighten up. Just then, when he had that other dunk and grabbed the shoulder, he talked to Gary. He said he'd ice it again tonight after the game, as soon as the game is over.
It's Horry to Fisher. We're approaching 6.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. seem to get a shot. And Bryant for three. There he goes, rolling one in from the corner. And Kobe Bryant suddenly catching fire. He's got 14 points. Remember, in 10 second quarter minutes, he didn't even attempt a shot as Hudson takes. Only pain they've had, Greg, is the pain of great play tonight. They have caused excruciating pain to Minnesota. As Kobe bullets a pass inside to Shaquille O'Neal. Now he's got 22 points in the game, does Shaq. That is a game high. Kevin Garnett's got 13. Bryant's got 15. And Kevin Garnett hits a three for Minnesota.
You know, they need Kevin to get him going. The big ticket's got to definitely step up because the confidence factor has dropped very low in the T-Wolves right now.
Gary Trent coming in for the Timberwolves. Here's Shaw to Ori to Bryant out there with Shaq and Fisher as well. Kobe wheeling down the lane. And Kobe Bryant catching fire in this third quarter. He's got 19 in 32 minutes after a scoreless second quarter.
And a beautiful play coming out of the timeout against the zone defense. Good job by Phil Jackson.
Corkscrew move by Kevin Garnett.
Very aggressive, heading towards Shaq. Still conscious of the fact that Shaq has foul problems.
Well, I don't understand why Shaq is still in there, quite honestly, Coach. With this kind of lead, you think that they get him out and try to, just keep status quo until they can get Shaq back in.
Bryant with the pump fake in the drive. Kobe Bryant.
But those lanes aren't open when Shaq's out of the game, so Shaq just has to be careful. And Phil knows. I mean, Shaq has not been in foul trouble or foul out of very many games.
Missed by Garnett, picked up by Jackson. Back to KG as he goes right by Kobe Bryant. Garnett's got a Minnesota high 22 points. He is 10 of 20 from the field. And the Lakers have 4 in double figures, 22 from both O'Neal and Fisher, 21 from Bryant, and 12 from Robert Ory. Shaq punches one in, but that will not count. Foul.
All of a sudden, where are the Laker offense going to come from? Kobe is the guy to try to create some offense for him.
It's going to come from Mark Madsen. He gives out to Kobe Bryant. Gill defending. Kobe Bryant has put in 14 in the third quarter and a game-high 23 for Los Angeles.
How sweet is he?
You know what? And it all started with the dunk. I don't know how many times we said you get a dunk or you get an easy basket and all of a sudden the basket expands.
Garnett trying to do the same thing, but he throws it away. And here he goes again. Flight 8. It's cleared for takeoff. Kobe Bryant. A spectacular 16-point third quarter tonight.
And none of the Timberwolves were fouling him. That's what I meant earlier when I said the Lakers should test them and run.
Bryant gets the steal. And then he answers at the other end.
Nobody's running him down. He's kind of trotting back down the court. I don't like the body language. I haven't liked it all this whole second half.
Right. There's been none. None at all. Oh, I'm sorry.
Kobe Bryant goes 6 of 7 in that third quarter after not even taking a field goal attempt in the second. His 25 is a game high. And the 3-time defending champion Lakers on top at the end of 3, 94-73. Lifeless they are right now. I mean, I know they got a gigantic mountain to climb down by 25, but nonetheless, what you might do now is going to be a good lead-in for Thursday night when you might be eliminated as Kobe nails a 3.
That'll wrap it up. I guess about 5 minutes ago that wrapped it up. But hey, saying that you called it the other night, I was listening.
My goodness, was that unbelievable or not? Stingers.
He hit his funny bone or something. No, but I mean, it's serious because his shot has been way off ever since that incident.
And Shaquille O'Neal trying to put one up. And volleyballed around, vacuumed in by Kobe Bryant. And Bryant with the game-high 32. It is a heartbreaking night for what the Timberwolves build as the biggest night in the history of their franchise. A chance to go up 3-2 on the defending champions. Now the odds are stacked against Minnesota, and the Lakers will be smelling blood Thursday in Los Angeles as they will lead this series 3-2. On the games in hand, Ernie Johnson, you got players reading comics on the sideline. Shaquille O'Neal, they tell you he's a big kid, showing it right now. Lakers on top, 111-81. Let's send it to you in Atlanta.
Thanks, Kev. Doesn't get any better than Bazooka Joe or Mort with that sweater pulled up over his face. Meantime,